What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. Tonight we have a magical musketeer deck. This deck has been gaining a lot more steam due to the fact that Ding King Fam took it to the European opening and they're quite good. I have changed up the list a little bit. I am taking this to locals today, so by Friday you guys should see some duels on the channel with this. I really am enjoying the deck. It's like the Fiendsmith version of it, of course. I did change up some stuff because I think that I like that playstyle a little bit less than the going second. He does a lot of his decks. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, which channel a lot, and they are going to be staying tuned if you want to. Shout out to Max here, a little bit of a funny pun. He's actually going to be showing us a Dragon Link Fiendsmith deck that he created all himself this Saturday, so stay tuned for that if you guys want to be seeing it. It's absolutely sick list. So we're going to start off with the Casper. I played this deck way back when the deck came out, and I think it was like Shadows or whatever. So 3 Casper. I didn't pull any Starfire until Dual Overload, so I didn't play into that. If you guys don't know what these cards do, this is the best one. Before it used to be Casper, but now it's going to be Starfire because it lets you summon out another one from the deck. But Casper lets you search, this one lets you summon, and then only 1 dock. We're not playing the rest of them. This is going to let you add back, so you're trying not to go for it, but you want to have 3 names in the deck for max if they have like their spell and trap, which is quite nice. So kind of important to play 3. That's really it. Starfire is kind of your main one. Also shout out to Alex. I know he's a huge fan of this deck. He's in Ontario currently. When he's back, he'll be playing this for sure. That's really it for the Magical Musketeers. They have the same effect where while you control them on the field, you will be able to activate Magical Musketeer cards from your hand. Then for the Fiendsmith stuff, we are playing the triple copies of Engraver, the 1 Fabled Lurie. That's it for the Fiendsmith monsters. I'm going to count Lurie as a Fiendsmith monster. Then for other cards, we were playing the Shavara and the Diabolica. So this is actually one of the techs that Ding King Fam came up with. It's really nice for your combo lines. So if you guys haven't read this card, you definitely should. Lets you add back and play through your stuff quite nicely. And then Shavara is for your Unchained cards. You kind of have to play it. And then for the spells, we're playing 3 Track and 3 Strength, as well as 3 Into the Brain. So I'm going to mention all these cards at the same time. So Into the Brain lets you get into your max, and then lets you play second. And also when it's in the graveyard, if your card's destroyed, it gets the search, or add back, I should say. So like when you have this card, and then you have also like you're adding back off the Rages and the Yamas, you're going to be adding multiple cards back to the hand and like essentially replenishing your hand quite nicely. Track is essentially Rota for the deck. You know, all the cards are light fiends, so you can search anything and then discard, essentially just discard one to search. Sank is really nice because it also lets you make a token and lets you play into the zone. So let's say you normal summon out the copy of Starfire, activate the Sank, you can actually get a token and then get this effect to summon out another copy of like Casper from the deck. So it just kind of lets you get into that, and then you can start linking that away for the copy of Requiem, and then start getting your combos and max points downwards. So you can actually link into max, and then link into Requiem, and then start your plays. Into the range, obviously for going second, obviously. If you don't, you can just set it or also discard it off of like other stuff. You can play it if you don't want to normal summon. You can want to normal summon something else. You have like multiple copies of the Magical Musketeers in the hand. But otherwise, just like really good going second card with the graveyard effect always coming up. Then for this, for the Magical Muskets, we're only playing 1 of each. I have thought of playing double copies of Last Stand, but just unfortunately this is kind of standardized. You don't really want to see it. You can always add it back with Doc. But you have your Imperm here. You have just a pop. You have like an Omni Negate for spells and traps. And then you have like a triple DD Crow, which is quite nice. Being able to add them back with Doc so you can search. You can actually activate the one you want multiple times. It's quite nice. Then for consistency, we have 3 Prosperity. We also have 3 Droplets, 2 Talents, the 1 Call of the Grave. I didn't like his 3 talents. I've never been a huge fan of 3 talents. I've always liked playing 2 of it. So that's why I'm playing it. But Droplets, being able to send some cards. We'll mention some other cards next. Prosperity can be nice if you don't have enough to start getting your gas going. But you're never really going to find yourself banishing 6. Now for the last cards. We're playing the double copies of Foolish Burial Goods. To go into the Black Goat's Laughs, you can also go into some really weird lines where like you can dump like a copy of the spell that you want to, or dump like into the brains just to get the effect of like Casper or the Starfire to go through. And then Black Goat's Laughs helps you kind of break boards going second as well. Being able to send that off the Foolish Burial, triggering one of your Magical Musketeer cards, and then being able to like deal with an Appaloosa or an IP. Then for the last 2 cards, we're playing the Azrael, as well as the Chamber. This is quite standard because you're normally going to put your Abomination, stuff like that, or not Abomination, but the Rage in the graveyard, because you're going to pop it turn 1, which then normally when your Vrains are going to be in the graveyard, you're going to be able to add back with the Vrains, you're going to be able to add back with the Rage, and it's just quite nice. And the Azun, just like the different that we're playing, I really do enjoy this card. Being able to set this in like a Starfire column or a dock, you activate the effect of the spell and trap, and then you set this in the same column that dock's going to be in, and then you get to add back with dock, so you can use it the next turn as well, which is quite nice. And this being able to negate a summon is quite huge, but I just really like it. Now for the extra deck, we are playing just a bunch of one-ofs. So we're playing 1 Max, this is for the Magical Musketeer cards. We're playing the 1 Requiem, this is just to get into your copies of the Fiendsmith. This takes 1 Light Fiend monster, and your whole deck is Light Fiends, so quite easily to make. Sequence is for your fusion summons, your Lacrima, and then the Desiree. Then for the Unchained cards, we're playing the Yama, the Rage, the Anguish, and the Axico Talker. Now I consider Axico Talker an Unchained card because if you guys have played in the Unchained when it was like in the good format, you'd know that if you like Anguish took or sucked up a copy of any of the monsters that's going to trigger in the graveyard, let's say a Flambird, let's say a Druid Worm, you can go into access code here, then access code will be chain link 1 targeting the Anguish, and now your opponent cannot respond, so they can't trigger their Flambird, they can't trigger anything that you linked away that has a graveyard effect, which is quite nice, including cards like Mirror Jade and the Druid Worm as well, which is quite nice. Then we're playing Espedal Knight as well as an Unchained card. Appaloosa for your end board, as well as the Silhouette Rabbit. You sometimes summon a lot of cards, so you can go into Appaloosa, or if you want to go into the Rabbit, you can as well. You can't go into this with Rage or Anguish, which is important, but being able to like set up this and being able to set, you can pop a spell and trap. It's really getting against like a bunch of decks right now, which is kind of insane. Then for like their flex spots, we also are playing the 1 Necro Princess, the Wakeling High Caesar, and the Typhon. So Princess lets you just bring out another copy. Like if you brick, you can summon this out essentially with just the Engraver, and then you can start going for other stuff as well, bring out the Caesar. It's like just a good way to start off your combo if you already have like a good access to it, or you don't have that much. It also can let you go into Silhouette Rabbit if you want to as well. There's different variations that you can do to like make whatever you want. You can't trigger the effect, unfortunately, in this deck, but I know that if you do play, or I guess I'm kind of mentioning the upcoming deck, the Dragonlink Fiendsmith deck, you can actually trigger this quite a bit with that deck as well. And then like obviously you end on like Caesar, Mac sometimes, Desiree, and like a copy of Rage, which is honestly kind of insane. It's just like Unchained but on crack. And then you obviously have like your Magical Musketeer spells to be able to activate as well because you have the Max on the field. It's quite nice to play against. I do really enjoy the deck. It's quite fun. It's also really good going second, which a lot of players are playing. If you don't want to play Tempai, I definitely consider, and you want to play going second, I definitely consider you picking up this deck. It's quite fun, but if you guys want to be seeing more of this deck, let me know in the comment section down below. There'll be duels coming up this week. So stay safe. Peace.